Would you like to earn yourself some extra money this Christmas? Maybe you want to buy a gift for your friend, for your family. Maybe you want to donate some money to charity. Well, why don't you check out Profit Accumulator? So to find out more and to sign up, check the link in the description and get involved right now with Profit Accumulator. Hi and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast with my man DT. Brought to you today by Profit Accumulator. Big up to the guys from Profit Accumulator. If you want to find out more about them, jump on the link in the description. It's a way of making yourself some extra cash, especially over this Christmas period. And of course, today's show has a North London derby flavour because, well, not even a flavour, it's all about the North London derby because it's the big one this weekend. It's the game that when the fixtures came out, we looked on and said, yep. And it's this weekend and it's going to be a tough game. And that's what we're going to discuss today. And do you know what? The guys from Profit Accumulator, they've posed this matchup for us today. Mm-hmm. Every week they're going to be posing us these matchups. But they've posed us a matchup today. Two players, both who played for Arsenal, who then went on to go and play for Tottenham. Yeah? Which one of these two for you were the biggest Judas? Emmanuel Adebayor or William Gallas? Oh. Yeah? Which one of them two were the biggest Judas? Oh. This is the matchup today. I want you guys to answer it in the comments as well.
For me, I'm going to have to go William Gallas. And I'll tell you why, because
Gallas?
Because you know what? Me and you were actually quite lucky in a sense that we know a lot of the backstory behind Adebayor and leaving Arsenal because of who his agent is. And he never wanted to leave Arsenal. He went into a meeting with Arsene Wenger where they told him, accepted a bid from Manchester City, you're leaving. And he said, I don't want to leave, I'm not going. They then made it very clear to Adebayor, you either leave or you're going to have to go into the under-23s. Your career is done at Arsenal. He was forced out of the door based on money. And then when he left, let's be real about this, all right? Because we're not all angels, right? In particular, you know, certain supporters of any club. There were a lot of really, really awful songs directed towards him about his mum, his dad, racial undertone, all kinds of real bad things. So when he celebrated against us at Manchester City,
He's done a slide, run all the way to the other end of the pitch and he slid.
Let's remember what was being sung in the stands that day. You know, and let's be real about it, Robbie. If you was getting abused the way that he did, would you run, well, I don't know whether you'd run the length of a pitch, no offence, but you would certainly knee slide in front of those people and give them a little...
He was wrong to run the length of the pitch, but you know what, when it's true that I'm going to go with you as well and go Gallas, right? Because number one, Gallas as well. I didn't feel no connection to Gallas. And I felt let down by Gallas as well that time. Birmingham, when he just sat on a pitch and stuff like that, right? And just, you know, he's supposed to be captain. He threw his toys out of the pram. We went on not to win the league. And then he goes and runs off to Tottenham, right? I had no connection with Gallas whatsoever.
And he came from Chelsea.
Right, and he came from Chelsea as well. Another one that we took from Chelsea that was a waste, right? But... with the Adebayor thing, I used to be like, you're top on that, you're high on that list of Judases. Until, like you said, we heard the story from the agent who said, no, actually, this is how it went. And I was like, you know what? Now I can understand. He still shouldn't have done that, run the length of the pitch and slid in front of the fans. But, you know, now I understood why he was so angry because he was like, I didn't want to leave the club.
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave the club. I was forced. I guess this is sometimes a side of stories that we don't hear. We don't hear those side of the stories, do we?
No.
But the thing is, he did go and play for Tottenham and he'd go and score against us for them as well.
Yeah, he did get sent off against us as well.
Yeah. He used to get a lot of grief. But after I heard that story, I was like, you know, sometimes maybe some of these footballers, I guess maybe there's things in contracts that says they can't say stuff and that. Sometimes... I'd love to hear like those stories because, you know, you change your opinion a bit because you're like, actually, he didn't want to leave. He wanted to stay, but he was forced out. It's like, yo, we want the money for you.
And it coincides with us moving to the Emirates at a period when we needed money and everything. So it kind of just
I do think, right, and I'm not just saying this about Arsenal, I think football clubs in general, I do think that very smart sometimes, having spoken to some ex-footballers, in spinning things to make the players look like the bad guys in these situations, when really they wanted the money. It happens a lot. So, all right, so you're going Gallas, I'm going Gallas. What are you guys going? It's the Profit Accumulator matchup. Check out, as I said, Profit Accumulator in the description as well if you want to earn yourself some extra cash. But we're both going Gallas. You might be surprised by that. You might have thought we went Adebayor. You guys let us know in the description. It's the North London Derby, man. This is it. This is the big one, right? It's huge. It's massive. We've been doing content around it all week. We've done the super fan debate. You guys can go and check those videos out. You saw how cocky and confident the Tottenham fans are. They are going into this weekend thinking to themselves, it's light work. They might not say it, some of them publicly, but when the cameras are turned off, they are super duper confident that they're going to destroy Arsenal this weekend, right? And they have a right to be. They're top of the league, and in the league, we have been horrible.
It was expressions that was very much like you were describing, and that's no offence to him or anything, but on camera, he was very cautious about certain things.
He's trying to be semi-humble, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was kind of
semi-humble.
I think he realises as well now he's in a place where he can get cropped up and put into a meme very quickly. So he was very reserved in comparison to what I have seen him in the past. But off camera, there was just pure cockiness.
Toby was proper.
Listen,
you can't blame him. To be fair, you can't blame him, can you?
No, because look, at the end of the day, as an Arsenal fan, we've had many, many years where we've had cockiness and arrogance and, you know, going into North London derbies where we're like, you ain't getting near us. We've had it. We've been very privileged to have it majority of the time. So maybe they're enjoying their moment because they're not used to it. That's the harsh reality. And I said this in the debate. I'll take banter off Liverpool fans, Man City, Chelsea, Man United, but not Tottenham. If you're comparing teams and clubs and stature and everything, they're down with West Ham. They're not even on our level.
They've had it over us the last few years, though, isn't it?
Yeah, in terms of the way that they're playing at the moment.
The last 4 or 5 years, man, they've had it over us. You know what I mean?
The best way of describing it is better, not bigger.
Yeah.
You know,
they've been a better team over the last.
It's like Manchester City are better than Man United, but they're not bigger. Do you know what I mean? So let them have the confidence, let them have the cockiness, because if it falls flat on their face,
if it falls flat on our face, this is a big game for Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, it's a big game.
Another defeat last week against Wolves. Another not very good performance. Another very, I don't know. It seems like the team's very flat. All right, we had the Europa League game, much better performance, but yeah, you know what I mean, that's against Rapid Vienna, right? When we go into the league and we're playing the big boys, right, the performances just ain't been there. It's been shocking.
It has been.
And, you know,
there's no getting away from it.
Look at some of the, you know, what confidence should we have really going into that game? Lost to Wolves, scraped to draw against Leeds. We were very, very lucky. Previous to that, battered at home by Aston Villa. You know, beaten by Leicester. We've lost more games this season in the league than we've won.
Yeah.
Of what reason do we have to have any confidence at all going into that game?
Because it's the North London derby. If you as a player don't understand what this game means, sit it out. Don't play.
Do some of them understand what it means? Because I just don't understand how they've been going into these games so flat.
No, I do think some of them do, because if you look at some of our recent performances against Spurs, they've actually been good when you think about it. At home, and I know we're playing away, I'm just giving comparisons, but our home record in recent years has been really good against Spurs. And the last couple of visits, albeit Wembley and then last year, the first time there, our performances have actually been a lot better. There was a couple of occasions when we went to Wembley, and we know we should have won those games. Aubameyang misses a last-minute penalty and everything else. And then last year, we get the perfect start, go 1-0 up, and then calamitous defending went and threw the game. And, you know, we still at 1-1 had our chances with Oba hitting the woodwork and everything else. So we've gone into those games, you know, and performed. So I do think the players understand. And I feel that sometimes, going into it on the back of the form that we're in could actually work in our favour, believe it or not. Because if you do go into these kind of games where form goes out of the window, but you are the form team, then it sometimes adds that little bit of different pressure to it. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at it as not that there's no pressure, because there's pressure in every game, but it's not as intense as what it might be. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't.
Well, I do.
I don't know what you
do.
mean. There's a lot of pressure. We have not won an away game for a while now. We have lost our last, we've only won one.
Remember the games that we've been losing are at home. And
yeah, but even away, man.
Leeds. Our last two games away. Our last 2 games away to Leeds, away to Manchester United, 4 points out of 6.
All right, but
that's the reality, Robbie. We're playing away from home.
Yeah, but the managers we're 14th in the league. You can't say there's no pressure. There's a lot of pressure.
I'm saying to you, 14th and 5 points behind the top 5.
14th.
Yes. Couple of wins and you're 5th or 4th or whatever.
A couple of defeats and you're in the relegation zone.
Yeah, but we're still quite away from them. They've dragged right down.
There's a lot of pressure. Stop trying to deflect that off. There's a lot of pressure in this game. Mikel Arteta is under a lot of pressure, right? If he goes there and it's a tight game and, I don't know, 2-1, real battle, they just nicked it, there'll be fans saying, you know what I mean, all right, at least we put up a bit of fight, but still annoyed by the result. But it'd be more, we need to get better players, we shouldn't be losing to Spurs. But if he goes there and he gets a beat down, like a 3-0 or something like that, then it's going to be, this guy needs to go. Arteta out. You've already seen the so-called rats and stuff like that. That's what you're going to get. People wanting him gone. So he's under a huge pressure.
Look,
huge.
Not from anybody at the club in terms of the owners and stuff. They're going to back him and they will be backing him in January.
Yeah, they might be backing him. I want to back the fans. Fans.
Listen, the majority of the fans back him as well.
The majority of the fans do back him. But I'm saying if you go and get a beat down at Tottenham, there'll be people turning. Be real with us.
I've got every confidence that we're going to turn up and perform in this game.
Have you?
Yeah, because our performances away from home have been good. Even when we went to Liverpool and Manchester City, there wasn't a lot in them in terms of the scoreline. They never walked all over us and battered us. And again, I keep going back to the point of, Liverpool away at 2-1, Lacazette has an opportunity to equalise, game completely changes. Do you know what I mean? So if we were at home, I'd be more worried. Because our home form would warrant the worry. You would be able to have something substantial to go, look at this, look at this, look at this. But when you're talking away from home, you can go, yeah, you know what? We're actually being all right away from home. When you think of where we've played away as well, let's remember, we've only just hit December and we've been to the Etihad, we've been to Old Trafford, we've been to Anfield, we're about to go to Spurs. Yeah, but what I'm saying is the performances, when we went to Anfield, that was a lot better in terms of the way we actually competed in comparison to all the other years when we've been to... Yes, ultimately we lost, but what you were just saying as well, you can lose, but still walk away with a sense of like, okay, I see something there. When we've walked out of Anfield before, we've walked away with just pure humiliation.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying with this result.
And that's what I'm saying.
When you talk about pressure...
And I'm saying now, this season, we've not walked away from these away games with humiliation. We've not walked away from none of them. Yeah, but but that's what I'm trying to point out to you. Home games, Robbie. Home games. We've been humiliated. We've been embarrassed. And you can pinpoint those in particular and go, try and justify that. Try and justify that. I get that fully. But away from home, there's nothing justifiable even in the defeats. You can't go, they battered us. That was a humiliation, because it wasn't.
Why? Why is that? Why is it then that we seem to play so much better away from home than at home?
I don't know whether the style that the teams play and the fact that they have to come out more in terms of sitting like they do when they come to the Emirates plays into our hands, and the 3 at the back formation works. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, because over the last few years we've been poor away but excellent at home. So it's like role reversals. I think Mikel is trying to find what best suits and get away from the free formation. He wants to try and implement his own stamp on it more now. And we've got past that period of stability and getting ourselves the foundation put in place. And now we need to express ourselves more. And it's finding the right balance. And I know that people will look at, Thursday's game, for example, when we played in the Europa League, and they go, oh, it's only Rapid Vienna or anything. But analyse the actual game and the formation and what you see on the pitch. And they're little things that I'm starting to notice within it. And it wasn't just as simple as Lacazette plays in a 10. It wasn't like that. We actually played in it was like a square behind Eddie Nketiah, and you had Lacazette, Maitland-Niles, and then Pepe and Reece coming in to form a square. And what happened with Reece and Pepe coming in to do this is that it opened the channels for the fullbacks. And then what that inadvertently did was give Reece and Pepe the license to play very quick, interchanging football. And if you noticed, especially in the first half, all of our passing was quick, 1-2 touch maximum, and it was all in tight spaces and pockets and in this square. So I see what he's trying to do. The players have ultimately got to be able to implement that. But no, this is what I'm trying to say, because the thing is, Robbie, whether people want to laugh or not, is that the luxury of not going to all of the games now and stuff is that I have more time to sit and analyse games straight after and stuff, because I'm not travelling all the way home and stuck on the M6 till 3 o'clock in the morning, like some of the things. So I've opened my mind to seeing a lot more of what happens, and I can see the pattern and what he wants to get the players to do. Ultimately, it's going to be more difficult in the Premier League, and you've got to have different ways of varying things, and players are not available. Like, I would love Pepe to be available for this game. I genuinely would, but he's not.
It's just lovely the other night against Rapid Vienna. This is top.
I know that, but I'm trying to give you context to it. Yes, I know that. I'm trying to give you. But it's context, because also you can sit there and say, oh, it's Rapid Vienna. Oh, it's the Europa League. But Tottenham also played on Thursday in the Europa League with Son, with Ndombele. And they drew 3-3 with a team in the same league as the team that we just played.
Yeah, but then you see Mourinho's got more fired up after that, because he had a go at them.
But you're telling me that Mikel ain't got him fired up? You're telling me that Mikel's not fuming after the defeats?
No, it was good the other night against Rapid Vienna. I liked what I saw, but the context of it, whether you like it or not, the context is it is only Rapid Vienna.
I understand that.
Because we've seen it, we've won all 5 games in the Europa League. Mm-hmm. But then when we come into the league now, we've been poor.
I know, I understand that. But what I'm trying to give you context.
This season in the league, Arsenal have been poor.
Apart from away.
Yeah, but even away, we ain't won many games, have we?
No, but Robbie,
we've won. Look, how many games away from home we won? 2.
Look, but let's also again pull it into context. Let's look who we've played away from home. There's not a single team in the Premier League that have had a harder away run than us to start their campaign. It's been like, normally these games are scattered out over. You've got to play everybody once away from home, but they're normally scattered out over the course of the season. You normally can look at a couple of games and go, that's quite a nice away one there. I don't mind that one there. But we've literally gone like Liverpool, Man City. Like, Leeds is not going to be an easy place to go to for anyone, especially when we're down to 10 men for nearly 45 minutes as well. So I would rather look at the Leeds one and say it's a point gained rather than 2 dropped when you look at the context of it.
So talk me through it. How do we beat Tottenham?
We've got to be solid at the base, first and foremost, because their 2, major players are going to be Harry Kane and Son. We know that.
Yeah, they've been on fire this season.
Yeah, massively. Kane, we're going to have to, sit and work on picking up his new position, which is kind of like a 10 as a false 9, so to speak. And
would you man mark him?
No, I wouldn't man mark him.
I think I would. I'm like, in the games that I've seen Tottenham play, right, so much comes through him. Everything, as a matter of fact, has been coming through him.
I don't think that you have to man mark him.
Yeah, but I've just looked at it and said, well, if so much of their play is coming through Harry Kane, stick someone on him, mark him. Because
what happens then is that they then exploit other areas, and then you waste a player. You only need
Yeah,
to
but
be...
it's all coming for him at the moment.
What I say is that you've got to make sure that predominantly what will happen, wherever he moves on the pitch, a player will move. It's like a zone. He will go into that area and this player will take it. Each player that has that responsibility of taking him at that given time has to be switched on 110%.
Yeah, but in the games that I've seen this season, that ain't worked. That ain't worked. He's played against some very good teams, right? He's played against Man United. He's played against Man City. And all these teams who've done that zonal thing, it ain't worked. He's run the game. He's controlled the game.
You know
right?
what?
To me, I just was looking at it the other day and I was like, why not put a man on him?
But you're saying...
And say, you know, follow him around. Like old school thing. Follow him around. Do not allow him hardly any time on the ball whatsoever. Right? Knock him off his game. Let him know that there's somebody on him at all times because he hasn't really had that to deal with.
The thing is, Robbie, is that the Manchester United game, let's put it into context, they were down to 10 men, so there was going to be more freedom and they weren't able to be able to stick someone on him. Manchester City, Tottenham had 4 shots all game, 2 on target. So he wasn't dictating and controlling the game.
But he's the one who, he had both assists.
But also, remember, Manchester City, and people have been criticising it a hell of a lot, play a ridiculously high line. And it's very, very easy to get in behind.
True, but I'm just saying that to me, if this guy's so influential, you speak to any Tottenham fans, right? They will say the influence of Harry Kane in that deep role has been what has made them so good this season, right? Man, mark him. Put someone on him and say, yo, don't let this guy do, you know.
The only person that I could genuinely think could sit within a 5-yard distance of him and patrol him and follow him and be able to do it for 90 minutes is probably El Neni.
Yeah,
because he is...
Or someone like Ainsley as well. He could be a sort of player that could possibly do that.
I think Ainsley's more, judging by his performance on Thursday's game as well, he looks very much like a more box-to-box, more of a number 8 kind of...
But he's done, we've seen like...
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I just feel that if you had a choice between... Because I feel that if Ainsley's going to play in the midfield, you play to his strengths, which was very clearly the way he interlinks with the forwards. So if you want somebody that's going to sit as a defensive midfielder, shall we say, then the player that you need to have would be Mohamed El Neni, because he looks like the type of... Because he's got mobility, he's got strength, he can do all that.
I put him on him. I put him on him and I'll say, listen, man, mark him.
Right? And look,
be an absolute pest around him.
If the player that I think is going to play plays, then El Neni will be the perfect foil for him, and that's Thomas Partey.
Yeah, if he's fit.
I told you over a week ago he was going to be ready for this game.
Got to stop the supply to Harry Kane and then Harry Kane supplying Son.
Yep.
They're the danger guys.
Also got to watch their wing backs.
They've been the difference.
You've got to watch their wingers.
Their wing backs.
Full-backs, wing backs, whatever you want to call them.
Reguilon and Ori have been having good seasons, right? But still, everything. I've seen games where Tottenham, it's been very tight. But those two have been that City game that you described. They're the difference.
2 shots on target, 2 goals.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Mourinho's got them set up like a Mourinho team, as we know. He might be... I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see what he does in the game, because I do think Mikel Arteta is going to go 3 at the back. I do think Mikel Arteta will revert back to that, what got him the FA Cup wins and that, which is keep it pretty tight. I don't think it's going to be a swashbuckling North London derby. I just get that feeling. And then Mourinho's a guy that...
What did we go with at Old Trafford and Leeds? It wasn't 3 at the back, was it?
Yeah, we did.
At Leeds we didn't.
At Leeds we didn't, but at Old Trafford
we did. Who was the back 3
Old
that
Trafford,
day?
it was 3 at the back, wasn't it? And then you had...
it was Holding,
I can't remember.
Gabriel, and was it Tierney? And then
Tierney.
Who played in the wing-back positions? It was Bellerin and Saka, and then...
Yeah. And then you had 2 holding midfielders of Partey and El Neni, weren't there? And then the 3 up front.
And then the 3, who were the 3 up front? It was Oba,
Aubameyang, Lacazette, and...
Did Lacazette start the game against Old Trafford? He didn't, did he? No, Willian played.
I thought it was Lacazette and Willian.
I know Pepe. Pepe started that game. Lacazette did Lacazette not?
No,
Jesus Christ, it feels
Lacazette, that's how long since we had a decent game.
It feels so long ago, man. I can't even remember the teams.
I think it was Lacazette. I think he's going to go with that. I think he's going to keep it solid. I think he's going to try and keep it tight. It's going to be a tight game. I just got a feeling for a tight game. I don't think that's going to be... Normally, North London derbies, swashbuckling affairs. But I think that Arteta's different type of Arsenal manager that he will go away from home and is prepared to sit in a bit. And Mourinho's Mourinho, who's the master of sitting in and parking the bus. I don't think they'll park the bus. The other thing as well is that they're going to have 2,000 fans in there.
Yeah.
Right, which we saw the other night in our game against Rapid Vienna. And speaking to some of those fans who went to the game, it made a little bit of a difference because the players fed off of that. They were so,
of course,
it's almost like they were so happy to see some of their fans in the ground that they fed off of that.
Yeah.
Tottenham will have that big advantage, 2,000 fans in there, no Arsenal fans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, will that make a difference?
Hopefully we feed off that as well in a positive way.
Could be.
Because, you know, I hope the 2,000 in there spend more time abusing our players and give us a little bit of a leg up that we might need.
Well, they will abuse our players.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Look, we've seen that it's a bit of an advantage having 2,000 in there, but I'd rather play in front of 2,000 of them than 57, 58,000 of them, whatever it would normally be, because it's going to be hostile. I can't actually wait to, I can wait because I'm enjoying not having my life threatened on North London Derby Day.
At least we'll be able to come to the watch along, right? And you come to the watch along, you ain't got to worry about your life. Your life
do you know what I mean? It's like, this is great. Do you know what I mean? So, but no, it's going to be a very interesting game. And you know, when I did my fan cam interview after the game on the Rapid Vienna one, and I was speaking about this game, and I said that you're an idiot if you don't believe that we could get something from the game. And I see some people, it's like people read titles and don't actually watch videos and put any context to it at all. I very clearly stated that Spurs are the favourites for the game, and rightly so, the top of the league. You've got to hold your hands up. I said, but can anybody, give me any definitive reason as to say we cannot categorically win in any way, shape or form? You cannot say that about any football team in any football match across the world. It doesn't matter. Probably maybe San Marino is probably the only one because they've never ever won a game. But you physically cannot say.
If you're saying it that way, you're clutching at straws, though, isn't it?
No, but it's not clutching at straws. I'm just trying to say to people, because I see people going, you've got no chance. Don't bother going. Don't bother turning up. And I'm like, well, hold on a minute.
You see, this is where I put the logic to that, right? This is why I put the logic to that, right? Is that, listen, when we went into that game against Manchester United, I don't know if you sort of remember how we went into that game, right? Mm-hmm. Again, right, we went in off the back of a loss. We've been beaten by Leicester, right? Manchester United going into that game, they just destroyed Leipzig at home. I think it was 5-0. Brilliant, impressive performance.
Yeah, and they're beating PSG.
Remember Leipzig had got to, the semi-final of Champions League. People have been talking them up, Nagelsmann, stuff like that. United destroyed them.
Exactly. You remember Flex sitting just there?
Yeah. Flex, we did. I did something with Flex. I did another thing after the thing that we did with Flex and Goldbridge, and they were giving it to me, and they were literally saying, yo, why bother turn up? And I remember I said to them, I go, yo, you lot are talking like you're a prime Barcelona, or you're playing well, but let's not get it twisted. You're not a team that can't be beaten. And I'm not saying this off of anything can happen in a game. I'm saying that if Arsenal turn up, they can beat Manchester United. What are you talking about? And as you said, previous to that, they'd also turned over PSG pretty easily. So they were going into that game, I think Rashford had scored a hat-trick. They were flying. They were like, you guys got no chance. Arsenal went to the game, and right from the kickoff, we were like, hey, they're up for it today.
Yeah, we were excellent.
Arsenal, it's a 1-0 win. I know some people, it's only a penalty, it's a win. If it's only a penalty on Sunday, I don't care, right? It's a win. Arsenal turned up for that game and were deserved winners. You speak to any United fan, I spoke to Flex and that after the game, they go, yeah, you guys deserved it. Completely outplayed us, much better team. You deserved it, right? Mm-hmm. The same could easily happen on Sunday. The favourites to win the game are Tottenham. They've been having a good season. They're top of the league. They deserve to be top of the league at the moment because their record speaks for itself. They're solid. They're very difficult team to break down under Mourinho. And then they've got their best players are right bang on form at the moment. Harry Kane's bang on it at the moment. So is Son. Mm-hmm. They're looking sharp. They're looking right. That doesn't mean they can't be beaten.
No.
I saw Fulham Everybody's saying Fulham, they could go down without even winning a game. They're useless, they're this, they're that. They go away to Leicester, who've been on fire this season, and they beat Leicester at home. Yeah? Who expected to see that?
And they actually score a penalty.
Yeah, and scored a penalty, which they've been throwing all their penalties away. Fulham, who everybody was, they went and beat Leicester away, right?
And that's why
Villa
I say
put 7 past Liverpool this season. Who would have thought that? Villa put 3 past us. Who would have thought that, right? But I think it's even a bit different in this case. Number one, it's the North London derby. Like you said earlier, we've gone into games in the North London derby where we've been on fire and Tottenham have been useless and we still lost to them because they raised their game for that game, right? They raised their game. But even back in the day, we played them sometimes, Robbie Keane weren't better than Henry and those guys, but for that particular game, he'll raise it up, right? And they'll get a performance, right? So you've got that element to it, but you've also got the element to it that there are some good players in that Arsenal team. And if they come to the party, right? If they step up their game, which is going to be really, really important. There's some players in our team, they have to really step up. If they step up on Sunday, we can win that game.
Of course we can.
There's key players, Aubameyang has to. This is the game. There's been a starting to people doubting Aubameyang. He's off form. We know that. We can see that. There's people really, really doubting him. This is a game where he can turn the doubters around by just scoring a winner or really contributing to a positive performance. Lacazette, he could play in that game. After what I saw that goal he scored the other night, the way he played that role, very possible he could play. Again, this is the sort of game that turns around the fans. Willian, who's got a great record for when he's played against Chelsea, when he's played for Chelsea against Tottenham, he always seems to have a great game.
Yeah.
I think he'll start because there's no Pepe. Maybe Reece Nelson, but I think he'll go with Willian. This is the game for him to turn, because there are some players there that now fans, not that they've turned on them, but fans are starting to say, hey, guys like Hector Bellerin, you know what I mean? People like this.
See, I won't play him.
This is the game for these guys to step up. You wouldn't play him?
No, I wouldn't be playing Hector. You imagine him on that left-hand side, or our right-hand side, but Spurs' left-hand side with, what's his name, bombing down that left-hand side up against Hector.
So who would you play them?
Cedric.
Ooh.
I've been impressed with him. I think defensively he's better, his positioning, and I think that when he gets forward, he knows when to go forward. It's not all the time and then getting exposed. He knows when to go, and when he does get into the final third, he can cross the ball. His delivery is good.
Yeah, I don't think he'll play him. I think he'll play Bellerin.
That's just my preference. I don't see what Bellerin has done to warrant being in the team, and I'm looking at it and saying...
It's not been terrible this season, though, has it?
No, but do you know what it is? It's how many times have we seen Hector getting exposed and pulled apart down that side, and why do teams all seem to attack down our right? It's no coincidence, Robbie. They obviously look at it as being a threat. You don't see them completely bombing down the left-hand side and going up against Tierney.
No, they did in the last game.
Yeah, Traore.
Wolves,
but you name me a fullback that can go toe-to-toe in a race from standing start in the first 5-10 yards against Traore. It's ridiculously difficult. But it's always that side where teams seem to predominantly attack. So there's a reason for that. And I just feel that down that left-hand side with Reggaeton or whatever his name is, down there.
Regalon.
Yeah, Regalon.
Reggaeton.
Ragatouille or where, that's the film about rats. Ratatouille, that's it, that's the one. No pun intended, sorry. But I just feel that he would get exposed. You saw what Grealish and Watkins and that were doing when they were veering off down that left-hand side when Villa played us. And even the game against Wolves, when they were going down that side, you see how many times Hector was like, it's like he's running in quicksand at times. And I'm not disrespecting him, but he's just not the player he was when he first burst on the scene with the pace.
Seeing as you mentioned players, let's get into your team. Give me your team, I'll give you one after. And actually, let me as we do that, remind you, on the AFTV Mobi app, there's a section on there where you can choose your team.
Nice plug.
Well, I may as well plug it in there. But no, it is. There's a team.
You know what? I haven't really thought into detail about our lineup yet. I genuinely haven't even sat there and thought. I haven't even recorded my own preview for the thing yet. That's how I haven't thought. I do feel there's a part of me that says...
What's your formation for it?
Right, well, this is the thing. There's a part of me that actually says he won't go to 3 at the back. But I do genuinely think that we will. But then maybe we won't, because we didn't against Leeds. So maybe he's decided now, right, we're going to go with what I want and we're sticking with it and we're going to go through the rough to get the smooth.
Right, I'm gonna do mine. Let me do.
It's tough. Do you know what? I'm gonna set up with a 4-3-3 formation.
4-3-3.
Yeah, I'm gonna set up with a 4-3-3 formation.
Okay, that's bold.
Leno in goal, obviously.
Yeah.
Cedric, David Luiz, Gabriel, Tierney, a midfield 3 of Thomas Partey,
If fit.
Mohamed El-Neni, and Saka, and a front 3 of Willian, Oba, Laka.
Where's Aubameyang? On the left.
Yeah, but I want to see interchanging like what I saw on Thursday's game, because if you noticed, in that game, for example, the one thing that we've always seen with Pepe is that he predominantly just stays on the right-hand side. He's always on the right as a right winger, so to speak. In that first 15, 20 minutes, you remember I said to you, I go, Pepe's on the left. And then we noticed that then all of a sudden he was on the right and Reece then went to the left, or Reece went centre, Pepe.
Rapid Vienna.
No, but what I'm saying is, yeah, but Robbie,
Vienna.
look at it. It's the context of it and the way that they were interchanging the movement, I feel. And Lacazette, what he was doing, and even with Nketiah, if anything, we were playing 2 false 9s at times. It's all about the interchanging. And again, I will bring this back to the whole stop disrespecting the teams that you play in the Europa League, because like I said, if these teams that you're playing are so crap and so easy, why have other English teams or other teams in general not won 5 out of 5? What happened to Leicester again?
Group.
What happened again to Leicester?
They might have a bit of a harder
Did you see who Leicester played on Thursday? Rapid Vienna are better than the team that they played. I can't even pronounce their name, and I'm not being disrespectful to them. But Leicester lost on Thursday. Spurs drew. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, Spurs lost in the Europa League. Leicester drew. So if it's so easy and these teams are so poor and they're all Wi-Fi passwords, go and beat them then. We've done our job. Sorry, just saying, I'm just laying it out there.
Just saying.
We've done it. And if you noticed, they've actually changed it. You see, they've noticed they've changed the rules for the Europa League next season, just in case we are in it. That, you know, normally when you get out of the group stage, you go into a round of 32. If you win your group, you automatically go straight into the round of 16. Last 16, there's no 32 for you. And then if you finish runner-up, and you will then play a playoff game against one of the teams that dropped down from the Europa League to go into the 16. But hopefully we don't have to worry about that next year, because we're in a Champions League.
Yeah, right. Do you know what, right? I'm trying to put my team together. It's very difficult, you know.
It is tough, isn't it?
It's very difficult to put the team together, because I was going Leno in goal. I was thinking of 3 at the back. So put Holding, Luiz, Gabriel, because I want.
Do you not worry about Holding against Son?
Of course I worry about Holding. But who else are you going to play?
But this is why I said
who else are you going to play?
I said Luiz and Thing, because Luiz
because I think if you've got the 3, you've got the 2 wing backs who drop back in and form a 5.
The reason why I go with a 4 is because Cedric, and I think that he's a better fullback.
I think I'll put Bellerin in there. I think Bellerin, Tierney, if Partey's fit, Partey and El-Neni, but then it's the front 3. Because I put Willian, Lacazette and Aubameyang, right? I went back with Lacazette down the middle. But then you've got Saka. But then I'm with Saka's got to play. But then does he? Because even he's been a little, recently ain't been... Listen, the only reason I'm putting Willian in this is because of his record against Spurs.
Have you got Luiz starting?
I've got Luiz starting.
See, because
obviously we don't know what the situation is going to be with his head injury.
But again, he's a player that will know... all about playing Spurs.
Yeah, and I'd have Luiz in there because he's actually one of my more creative players.
And I think that he will actually hate Spurs.
Yeah.
I reckon he understands that.
Yeah. But I tell you, it's difficult because I want... I'm like, how can I have a team without Saka? So I guess you could put Saka in as a...
But this is why I went for the formation.
But then I don't want him playing as a wing back.
This is the way I went with mine.
You know, but I think Lacazette, especially after the goal he scored the other day, I know it's only one goal, but I think his hard work and industry is needed in that game. He scored the last time we played him, another banger in that game. And I think his confidence will be up for this game.
But this is why I went with my formation. Because it would only really work. I would go with a 4-3-3 if Partey's available. And what I would say is that El Neni's there and can be the one that patrols. Partey's the one that can go up and down, right, left. And then Saka's the one that's got the creativity.
Yeah.
And then you've got the front three of Willian, Oba and Lacazette. Lacazette can drop. Yeah. Oba can move across. Willian could go left. Oba could go...
But I just feel that, like, the reason why I'm saying that 5, man, is because the danger of Son worries me, right?
I understand that.
So when you've got that 5, you've got that extra insurance. Bellerin can drop back in there, you know, and to form a 4 when we're going forward on one wing. Tierney can drop forward, drop back to form a 4 if we're going forward on the other wing.
I get that.
El Neni can drop back in there. Yeah, I mean, we just got
I'm just wary because we didn't go with that against Leeds. Even without Partey playing, we went with what was effectively a 4-3-3 formation.
Yeah, but I just feel that...
And Leeds, attack-wise, they're a good attack. I know they're not on the level of Son or Kane.
And also how did that work?
Well, look, let's be honest.
How did that work out?
If it wasn't for their finishing and Burn Leno,
we'd have lost.
It would have worked very well for them in terms of scoring.
Yeah, exactly. So we would have got bad.
But put the context to it as well, that we played basically the second half down to 10 men.
Yeah, true.
And we'd soaked enough of it up to actually have won the game with 4 minutes to go.
Very true, but we did, right? And
I know.
I'm just looking on it and say our best performances away from home this season has come with 3 at the back.
Against Man United?
Against Man United. I think even Fulham we played that 3 at the back, right? You know,
I can't remember that far back.
Against City, when we were, you know, you're up against it against City away from home, that 3 at the back held on for ages. It was only one little lapse by Bellerin. Remember when he got, I know. One lapse by Bellerin.
See again?
Yeah, you're right. It was one lapse by Bellerin. You know what, but I just...
Would you not think about putting Ainsley in there then?
You could put Ainsley in there.
Oh, see, now this is the thing.
You could put Ainsley in. I'm not sure about Cedric, man.
If we played 4 at the back, this is what you've got to understand. I feel that if we play 4 at the back, Cedric is the perfect right back to bring into the team, right?
Right.
If we play 3 at the back and you have a wing back, then you'd have Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Because he can do...
maybe it might be a game for Ainsley, but...
Do you get what I mean?
We already know he ain't going to play. He played 90 minutes the other day.
Yeah.
I can't see him playing. Mary impressed me the other night as well. But
I don't think he's quite...
He's not going to be quite ready yet to play in a game
but it was good for
intensity.
He's going to be knocking on the door.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. It's a different... guys, as I said, you can use the Moby app to select your team. I'm just like... I'm interested because I'm like, how can you leave out Saka? But then Willian, his record is good. And if that front three's on song, this is what I'm saying about players having to step up. If that front three's on song, it can give players, it can give teams trouble. But the thing is,
and it's tough on Reece as well.
They ain't done nothing. And then
Reece has been
excellent. Yeah, you could argue for Reece, but I just look on it and the only thing why I'm saying Willian
is his goal.
It's without logic. The only logic to it is his record.
I think
last season against Tottenham at their place, he absolutely run the show. Remember?
Yeah, I had a couple of Chelsea fans message me last week, and they said to me, "Don't worry, Willian will turn up."
Yeah, and you know, it's like you have players like that, innit? Like Harry Kane always scores against Arsenal. Yeah, always. Right? If he ain't playing, I'm like, oh. Right?
He always returns from an injury just before
but he always scores, right? So if you were selecting a Tottenham team and you're the Tottenham manager, you'd always going to include him against Arsenal, even if he's just about fit, you're playing him because you know he always scores. Vardy always scores against Arsenal, so you know you're going to play him. You know, look at the other day, he weren't even really fit in it. They had him on the bench, they kept him back, and then they got right, throw him in. You know, so I look on this with the Willian thing in the same way. Have him on that pitch, man, because they're going to be, sometimes it's just psychologically. They're just weary. There's like, Willian, man, you get fans even saying it. Everybody be saying it. He always does all right against us. And it's almost like they talk it into existence, you know? But it's going to be a very, very tough game, a very, very hard game. Yeah. A season-defining game in that, as I said, if we win it, everybody, every fan is going to be like, this is it now. Turning point, turning the corner.
Some of
well
them.
done, Mikel.
Some of them. that you still won't please all of them.
Even some of the rats, your so-called rats, will be, nah, this is... If you can't get behind a win at Tottenham, then you're not an Arsenal fan, are you? If you can't get behind it, if we go to Tottenham and say, get a good win and a good performance, if you ain't behind that, I'm sorry.
No.
I agree, then you're a rat.
Do you know what I mean?
Right? So that's what I'm saying. It could be a turning point, because if we go and do that, but then on the other hand, go there and suffer a bad loss.
Yeah, I get it.
There'll be a lot of fans.
I get it.
Had enough of Arteta. He's got
I've got all the faith in my
depth.
manager. I've got all the faith in the world in him. I genuinely have. I'm telling you, I've got all the faith he's going to turn this round and get it right. I'm telling you.
You got all the faith in him for Sunday?
Yep. I genuinely am. And it's not cockiness, confidence, don't know where it comes from or anything. It's just that I have faith in my manager. I genuinely believe that he is the right man for this job and it will come good. Sorry.
But you just saying that?
I'm genuinely saying it. Listen, Robbie, I've been saying it for a long time.
You said it like...
No, I'm now an AKB. I'm an AKB.
AKB?
Yeah. Remember I was against the AKB when it was Arsenal knows best? Now I am an AKB because it's Arteta knows best. Do you know what I mean?
Are you a bit brainwashed?
No, it's nothing about brainwash. It's a bit
like, you know, you got this cult. You got this cults.
Mate, listen.
I was watching one thing the other day on TV, The Vow. It's a bit like that, or David Koresh or something like that.
Listen,
you know what I mean? Where
I fully back in my manager.
Fully back him, even though everything's just going horribly wrong.
No, listen, because you know what, I understand. I've said to you on countless podcasts before we even won the FA Cup, there's going to be a lot of bumps in the road. There's going to be a lot of bumps, and we've got to ride those bumps, and we've got to be patient. We've got to understand. And the fact is we're not sitting here going, right, we've been patient. He's had 2 years. He's into his third year. He's had 5, 6 transfer windows. We're not even a year into his reign, Robbie. Not even a year, right? We've had a worldwide pandemic that we've had to deal with and no football for 4 months. Like it or not, that's had a massive effect. No fans allowed into the stadium for more than half of his reign. Like it or not, that's had an effect. He's had no pre-season. There's a lot of mitigating factors into this.
Everybody's
and he's still,
that's been the same for Mourinho.
But hold on.
That's been the same for Ralph.
Hold on.
That's been the same
Robbie,
for...
I'll get to that. None of them won a trophy during that period, right? And Mikel Arteta was going into his first ever job. Jose, all of these other managers have got a lot of experience behind them, a lot of knowledge. So when you weigh all of that up into your first job, it's not really been the easiest of times to take over your first managerial role. And we're not talking about managing down in the Vanarama League or something. No disrespect to anyone down there. We're talking about Arsenal Football Club. It's a tough enough job to take on for anybody. But to do it when you add all of those factors into it, give the man a chance, for Christ's sake, man. Seriously.
Prediction. Give me a prediction for the game.
I told you, 4-2.
Yeah, and your proper prediction, the real one.
It is my proper prediction. This is either going to be 0-0 or high scoring. So I'm going for high scoring.
Give me the real prediction.
4-2.
4-2. We ain't scored 4 goals all
The reason why I'm sticking with that prediction...
Where are we going to get 4 goals from? Come on,
4 against Rapid Vienna.
I'm on about the... Stop telling me about the Europa League.
I'm going to keep going on about it.
The bloody Europa League. The Premier League. The Prem.
Hey, listen.
Prem. What's the score going to be in the Prem?
4-2. And I'm sticking with it because I want my bottle of champagne.
If you...
Don't think I haven't forgot, you know.
I will bring a bottle of champagne. I will place it right here.
I don't want no Tesco value thing.
I will pour it
that you
for
get in a club, you know, when it's your birthday. And they give you one of them complimentary bottles
I will buy you a bottle of Dom Perignon.
Okay.
Right? Champagne. I will bring it here. I will place it on this table right here. There will be a glass for you. I will pop it and I will pour that champagne to you and serve it to you. If we win 4-2.
Can I have a cheese board as well?
I will also throw in a cheese board.
You know what I mean?
If we win 4-2, I will throw in a cheese board as well.
Got to take that cheese board away from the rats.
What's your prediction going to be, right? Let us know. Leave it in the comments. And also, don't forget to the Profit Accumulator head-to-head. Biggest Judas. 2 players who left to go and play for Tottenham. Adebayor or Gallas. Which one is it? Let us know. The link is in the description. You can download this podcast on all the normal formats. Of course, it's available on YouTube as well. And to get involved with Profit Accumulator, the link is in the description for that as well. But we're looking forward to it. It's the big one at the weekend. It's the North London Derby. It doesn't get no bigger than this for an Arsenal fan, for a Tottenham fan. It's the biggest game of the weekend, and we are praying. Listen, I'd be more than happy to bring that champagne to you.
What are you looking more forward to? Doing like the actual watch along and doing a live stream with us at a Tottenham game? You know, like it's something's going to get smashed or thrown, or do you know what I mean?
No, if it goes out, you say we're going to be nice.
Yeah, but something may still get smashed or thrown because it's celebrating.
Well, we'll cope with that when it happens, as long as it ain't one of the cameras.
I'm just trying to get a disclaimer here that if I break anything, I'm not going to be sued.
Oh, man. So looking forward to the game. NLD's coming up. Would you like to earn yourself some extra money this Christmas? Maybe you want to buy a gift for your friend, for your family. Maybe you want to donate some money to charity. Well, why don't you check out Profit Accumulator? With the help of Profit Accumulator, you can learn an easy way to earn some extra money by using a thing called match betting. Match betting is a safe and risk-free way to make money from free bets and promotional offers given out by bookmakers. And when done correctly, you can't lose. So to find out more and to sign up, check the link in the description and get involved right now with Profit Accumulator.